We are live once again here from the capital city, Little Rock, Arkansas, for game number 2 for the Greenwood Bulldogs in the spring break tournament, Little Rock Invitational. Greenwood dropped the first game against Lake Hamilton 6-5 in a time limit game that did not go the full 7. Now up for the Bulldogs, who are the visitors in this contest, is Valley View from Northeast Arkansas. Real good program, Keith Holt.
So they're next to Jonesboro. They've come on as where they've got the reputation where if you play baseball and you're in Northeast Arkansas, that's where you go. They're some people say their JV team would finish top 4 in most of the conferences. They just get a lot of players, and they're guys that play baseball. Last year, I guess they had a first time that was it a top 50 player was drafted out of high school in Arkansas, and it was Slade Caldwell. I mean, and they've got guys right now that, you know, this lineup is riddled with guys that are going to play Division I baseball, Power 5 baseball. So they're the team to beat. You know, even though they're down, you know, people say they're down. And Lake Hamilton may be as good. They're still Valley View. It's still that reputation. I mean, you could say that about Greenwood football every year. Well, they're not the same. Well, they're not the same, but they're the same. And Valley View's the same way. When you talk about Valley View baseball, you're talking about one of the top programs year in and year out, and they're the team to beat. And just hopefully Greenwood can give a better showing than one inning. You know, last game, you know, I hadn't really talked about it. And, you know, talking to Coach Brewer, he took complete ownership. He's yelling at Scott to tag. And from where you and I were sitting, I thought he was going to catch it. I mean, I did.
Right.
I thought it was going to be shallow, but he lets it drop. It's just one of those things where at least we came back. I guess you take the positive that we came back.
We did. And now in this matchup, here we go with Campbell, Holt, and Cole due up here in the top of the first. And Campbell looks at ball 1.
You know, if you're Greenwood, you're telling your players, just, you know, watch them. Valley View, they have the confidence, they have the swag, and you hope that you can see how they do it. Now, there's no telling what will happen. It's baseball.
Right.
But, you know, they're used to winning, and they expect to win every time. There's no question in their mind, and that's the attitude. If you're Greenwood and you've got players out there that are, you know, younger players, that you've got to develop that kind of attitude.
Campbell looking at 2-0 now. Swings and a miss. 2-1. That one connected over to the shortstop. He gloves it and gets it over in time to record the out for Campbell at first on a 6-3 putout. And that will bring Ty Holt to the plate for the Bulldogs.
And if you look at the third baseman, I guess their coach believes that high school hitters are going to pull the ball more. He's playing way towards the hole and left. Normally, that's probably a hit for Campbell. He hit it hard enough. He's just right to the shortstop.
Here's Holt, and that one is ball 1 outside. That one is lifted towards left, and he will settle underneath it and make the grab for out number 2. That'll bring Jackson Cole to the plate, the DH.
Number 3, Jackson Cole.
Cole hit the ball hard last game. I think he had our first really good barrel, him and Webb, until Zitzman came up, and then had him and Fry back-to-back big hits.
That one inside for a called strike. 1-2 now for Cole. That one lifted out of play. 1-2 for Cole. 2 outs here in the top of the first. In there for called strike 3. And Valley View puts 3 away here in the top of the first. We'll come back in a minute. For the bottom, you're watching Greenwood High School Baseball.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With over 30 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing. Serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Right now at Randall Ford, we have huge selection of slightly used vehicles. No matter what you are looking for, we have it. Hondas, Chevys, GMCs, Fords. At Randall Ford, we have what you want at the budget you can afford. 0 down, 0% interest, plus deferred payments for 90 days. Need some extra cash? We will buy your vehicle, whatever you have. Plus, we will pay top dollar. Stop in today. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The 4th oldest Ford dealer in America.
Greenwood High School Baseball is brought to you in part by thanks to Bartell Communications and Wave Rural Connect fiber optic internet to the home. We thank those guys for getting the internet over to our home press box back at Greenwood. Here we are in Little Rocket, Joe T. Robinson High School, Senators Field. Once again, a short porch out to right field, 280 with a monster of a wall out there from right to the right field line, 320 to left and 360 straight away. The battery for this game, number 24, Ty Holt, the catcher, and on the mound, senior right-hander Mason Moore. Campbell at first, Rennick at second. That is Brewer over at third. Morgan at shortstop. We got Fry in left, Webb in center, and Zitzman in right. As we are checking for a swing. Did he swing? This guy's not even. Did we get that guy a ticket? Nope, he didn't see anything. So 1-0. Now 2-0. That one is hit towards third. Brewer gloves it up and gets it over for the 5-3 putout. One away here for the Bulldogs as number 16 for Valley View comes to the plate. That one in there for a called strike. Strike 2 called. Mason Moore ahead in the count 0-2.
No, he didn't go.
He did not.
He didn't even offer. Time must be blinking.
Swing and a miss. 2 away now for the right-hander Mason Moore.
Seen one, I'm sure Coach Brewer wants to get these kids they're a little bit fired up. They got a little bit more energy just by looking at them, but I'm sure that happens. I'll let you talk.
That one is just a bit outside.
When you play one of the top programs in the state, you got to play that way no matter what. When you just suit up and toe the rubber, you just got to go and have that attitude that, they're going to get your best shot, and it's a fight every time.
2-0 now for the righty. And that one's in there for a called strike. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, nobody on.
Mason will work quick and not let you get comfortable.
That one is kind of a protected check swing foul. 2-2 now with 2 outs.
Probably see the slider.
Swung on, staying alive. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the first. Upstairs, full count now for Mason Moore. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Valley View goes down 1-2-3. We will step away. No score here in Little Rock. You're watching Greenwood High School.
How long have they been in business?
100 years.
100 years? That's nothing. We've been standing here almost that long. Why are we here again?
I'm trying to get one of those Farmers Bank ATV loans.
An ATV loan? You mean we've been posing all this time so you can get an ATV loan?
You don't have to be a farmer to bank at Farmers. Farmers Bank is celebrating 115 years of serving the financial needs of everyone in the River Valley. And Farmers.
I'm not real popular with the insurance companies because I see the mayhem they cause every day by holding your hard-earned money in their good hands. But it's your money. I don't go with the flow, and I don't believe their bullshit. They only wish they could stop me, and the last thing they want is for you to have my number in your phone, because I'll give them mayhem. I'm Phil Votal. You never met a lawyer like me.
The Little Rock Invitational Spring Break Series. Greenwood High School baseball. We are coming into the top of the second.
Leading off the top of
It will be Webb, Brewer, Zitzman due up for the Bulldogs. And Cooper Webb. Strike one.
I know that was a high fastball, but at least he's being aggressive. At least he's yes, and that's what you're trying to get these hitters to do.
That one's in there for a called strike. Upstairs, 1-2 now for Webb. Two and two now. Full count, worked it back. Has Webb.
Good.
Yep, fouled that one off to stay alive. And that one is lifted up towards right, and he makes the grab at the line for out number one. And that will bring Braden Brewer to the plate.
Next up for the Bulldogs, third baseman, number 6, Braden Brewer.
Brewer taking duties at third base today.
You got the back-to-back lefties with Brewer and Zitzman.
That one's down for ball one. One and one now. That one hit towards second. He'll glove it and make the play at first for the 4-3 put out. 2 away now. As
Next up for the
Zach
Bulldogs,
Zitzman, senior right fielder, comes to the plate.
Zach Zitzman.
That's down for ball one.
I don't think that thing ever made it back to the plate.
Called strike one. 1-1 with 2 outs now for Zitzman. That one chopped foul back towards the first base dugout. 1-2 now for Zitzman. And that is strike 3 and end of the top of the second. We'll take a break. You're watching Greenwood High School Baseball.
At Laster Eye Center, we focus on more than your vision. We focus on your experience with the most modern eye exams and procedures for the entire family in one convenient location. We focus on how you feel, diagnosing and treating a whole range of vision conditions and eye disease. We focus on what you care about, finding the right combinations of frames and lenses so nothing prevents you from living your best life. Laster Eye Center, we focus on more than your vision. You'll see.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood and ask about Shelter's competitive rates.
We're back. Mason Moore on the mound for the Bulldogs.
The second for the Blazers. First baseman, number 33, Levi Martin.
Levi Martin comes to the plate for Valley View. And that one is ripped towards right, and it is down for a base hit.
Jumped on that first pitch right over the middle of the plate. You know, that's what Mason, that's how he got ahead earlier, was getting ahead of these hitters. You can't miss all the barrels.
Here's Taylor for Valley View. In there for called strike.
I think I heard them saying that Taylor was committed to Jackson State.
Maybe just a bit outside, 1-1. High and inside, 2-1 now. More checks on the runner. That's Martin over at first. And outside, 3-1. Runner goes. Ball 4.
Are they going to bunt it? Are they, really, you see really good teams that put up a lot of runs. They just rely on big innings. Do they play for the big inning in the second? Or did the last inning they watched Greenwood play kind of put some fear into them?
That brings Ragsdale to the plate, number 24 for Valley View. No outs, 2 runners on, first and second. He'll put the bunt out there and called strike, and the runner goes on the throw to third and second, and we've thrown the ball away. And that is going to advance the runners. Valley View has squeezed one across here in the bottom of the second on errant throws. Oh and 1 the count for Ragsdale. Swing and a miss, 0 and 2 now. And struck him out swinging, did Mason Moore for the first out.
Now the throw that Ty made, he's taught if you offer at the bunt and the runner kind of anticipates and is moving, you throw it behind him. And he's also taught on turf, you keep it low because at least the infielder could handle it, and he just threw it too low. And, Brady could have smothered it, probably should have, but it still falls on Ty to get it to him.
That one's in there for a called strike.
And then they come up, throw to third, and then Brewer just threw it to the first base side of the bag, and it caught Rennick off balance.
That one is deep to left field, and Fry settled under it and made the out. But one will come across on the sac fly. Two outs, 2 runs now for Valley View.
Left fielder number 7, Leighton Holt.
Just a bit outside, 1 and 0. Two and 0 now. Holt at the plate for Valley View. No relation.
He is a sophomore as well.
That one is lifted toward center. Webb is underneath it and makes the grab. And 2 runs will squeeze across for the Blazers.
2 runs on 1 hit, and there was 1 Bulldog error.
And that will bring us to the top of the third. when we come back. You're watching Greenwood High School Baseball.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With over 30 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
At Laster Eye Center, we focus on more than your vision. We focus on your experience with the most modern eye exams and procedures for the entire family in one convenient location. We focus on how you feel, diagnosing and treating a whole range of vision conditions and eye disease. We focus on what you care about, finding the right combinations of frames and lenses so nothing prevents you from living your best life. Laster Eye Center, we focus on more than your vision. You'll see.
Top of the third. Due up for the Bulldogs is Rennick, Moore, and Fry.
Number 8, the second baseman, Braden Rennick.
That one hit towards shallow right, and it is down for a base hit. And Rennick comes out with the aggression of a good hitter. First pitch swinging, and he is aboard safely. And that brings Mason Moore to the plate. See if he can help himself out here. That one lifted, foul, and out of play.
Rennick had, I believe he had 2 hits last game. Starts this one off with a hit. Hopefully you found somebody that's found their stride.
Over safely is Rennick on the pickoff attempt. Here's the 0-1 in there for a called strike 2. Mason put the brakes on. 1-2 now. That one is hit towards center, and Taylor will settle underneath it and make the catch to record the first out. That brings Wyatt Fry to the plate.
Left fielder Wyatt Fry.
Wyatt with a big double last game. Again, if you can just get some guys hot here this weekend going into Monday and Tuesday at Russellville.
That one ate the third baseman up, but the shortstop recovered, and he'll send it over and make the play at first.
Wow.
For the fielder's choice. And Rennick is over at second now.
That was tough. That ball careened from the third baseman straight to the shortstop who just fired it. And we talked about the shortstops playing in that hole. You know, traditionally he'd be about 3 to 4 steps over towards second. He was there, had a good arm. First baseman made a good play. Looked bang bang to me. It may be one we challenge if we are able to do so.
Here's the top of the order in Jaden Campbell. That one in there called strike. Upstairs 1-1 now for Jaden Campbell, the freshman. And the ball gets away on the pick move, but Rennick will wisely stay put.
Tough to do the timing play with the second baseman because Rennick kind of got a glimpse of him breaking, and he was able to move when he moved and made it back easily. Shortstop plays behind you. It's a lot harder because you can't tell when he moves.
Here's the 1-1. Campbell fouls it off. That one's way inside, 2-2. Zafrano, the pitcher?
Yes.
We'll go with that pronunciation. Outside 3-2 now to Campbell. Two outs, one man on. That's Rennick out there at second.
Campbell done a good job working the count back to 3-2.
Here comes the payoff. And he walked him. A 2-out walk will bring Ty Holt to the plate.
Now batting for Greenwood, number 24, catcher Ty Holt.
That one in there for a called strike. That one is hit right towards the second baseman, who is playing just a little bit shy towards the center. And that puts an end to the top of the third.
That's it for Greenwood in the top of the third. No runs, one hit, and there were no Blazer errors.
We will step away. Blazers of Valley View lead 2-0 here in Little Rock. You're watching Greenwood High School baseball.
How long have they been in business?
100 years.
100 years, that's nothing. We've been standing here almost that long. Why are we here again?
I'm trying to get one of those Farmers Bank ATV loans.
An ATV loan? You mean we've been posing all this time so you can get an ATV loan?
You know, you don't have to be a farmer to bank at Farmers. Farmers Bank is celebrating 115 years of serving the financial needs of everyone in the River Valley. And farmers.
Right now at Randall Ford, we have huge selection of slightly used vehicles. No matter what you are looking for, we have it. Hondas, Chevys, GMCs, Fords. At Randall Ford, we have what you want at the budget you can afford. 0 down, 0% interest, plus deferred payments for 90 days. Need some extra cash? We will buy your vehicle, whatever you have. Plus, we will pay top dollar. Stop in today. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The fourth oldest Ford dealer in America.
I'm Josh with Vision Exteriors. If you're concerned about the storms over the last couple years and the effects they've had on your roof, or the endless maintenance on your siding, or the energy efficiency on your windows, just give us a call or go online, schedule an appointment, and we'll be out there.
We welcome you back. Mason Moore on top for the Bulldogs. Delivers strike one. In the bottom of the third. That one's outside, 1-1. Driscoll at the plate for Valley View. That one pull cued towards the first base dugout. 1-2. And a backwards K. And Driscoll goes back to the dugout. And Moore sets him down.
Next up for the Blazers. Shortstop, number 2.
Did the first run they get, was that a walk, the very first run?
Let me see.
Foul ball off to the right side.
That one hit towards short and just a little bit outside the reach of Morgan. And Gartman will be aboard with one out.
Next up, catcher number 16, Keaton Mathis.
Mathis now for Valley View. That's in there for a called strike. That one is ripped foul down the right field line. Strike 2 for Mathis.
No, on that first, that was a single, then a walk, which moved him over. But the walk still scored, you know, and that's really the only blemish. I'm okay with him giving up that hit because he was attacking the zone. Good job keeping him honest, picking over to first.
Gartman here 0-2. Excuse me, Mathis.
I think Mathis had, he's a catcher, had previously committed to the Hogs and then decommitted.
1-2 now. Runner goes. And Holt throws, but not in time. as that one was over but out, I believe. 2-2 now. That one is hit towards Brewer. He makes the grab and gets it over to first for the out on the 2-2 pitch. And the runner, Gartman, will stay at second. Brewer kind of juked him back a little bit and then made the throw. 2 away.
There's an internal clock in your head. You can only juke or look or stare so long, and then you have to make the throw. Especially these Valley View guys are quick. They get up the line fast.
Roach at the plate now for Valley View. And that one is hit a ton back towards left, and Wyatt Fry is under it and makes the grab and the out. And kills the threat as we go into the bottom of the third. Or excuse me, ends the bottom of the third. We'll go to the top of the fourth when we come back. You're watching Greenwood High School.
I'm not real popular with the insurance companies because I see the mayhem they cause every day by holding your hard-earned money in their good hands. But it's your money. I don't go with the flow, and I don't believe their bullshit. They only wish they could stop me, and the last thing they want is for you to have my number in your phone, because I'll give them mayhem. I'm Phil Votaw. You never met a lawyer like me.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood and ask about Shelter's competitive rates.
Top of the fourth, due up for Greenwood is Cole, Webb, and Brewer. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for Valley View. That is Finley. As Cole comes to the plate to lead off here in the top of the fourth.
Leading off the top of the fourth for Greenwood is number 3, designated hitter Jackson Cole.
Swing and a miss. 0-1 for Cole. That one's outside, 1-1. That one's in there for called strike 2. Two and two now on the outside pitch. That one turned on. Third baseman gloves it and gets it over in time for the out at first. 5-3 on the putout.
That's just playing on turf for a while, too. He just aimed, picked a spot about 15 feet from first base, aimed at the turf, and let it hop right up to the first baseman. Because he was deep.
Here comes Cooper Webb now with one out. In there for called strike.
Same spot.
1-1 now for Cooper Webb. Low, ball 2. Strike 2, 2-2 now with one away here in the top of the 4th. Cooper Webb at the plate. Nobody on. Swing and a miss. 2 outs now as they finish the out with the throw down to first. That'll bring lefty Braden Brewer to the plate.
Greenwood, third baseman. Number 6, Braden Brewer.
One and 0. That one swung on and hit a ton, and the right fielder makes the grab and puts an end to the threat. That'll bring us to the middle of the 4th. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Greenwood High School baseball.
Right now at Randall Ford, we have huge selection of slightly used vehicles. No matter what you are looking for, we have it. Hondas, Chevys, GMCs, Fords. At Randall Ford, we have what you want at the budget you can afford. 0 down, 0% interest, plus deferred payments for 90 days. Need some extra cash? We will buy your vehicle, whatever you have. Plus, we will pay top dollar. Stop in today. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The 4th oldest Ford dealer in America.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With over 30 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
I'm Josh with Vision Exteriors. If you're concerned about the storms over the last couple years and the effects they've had on your roof, or the endless maintenance on your siding, or the energy efficiency on your windows, just give us a call or go online, schedule an appointment, and we'll be out there.
Welcome back to Little Rock here on the campus of Joe T. Robinson High School. Mason Moore on top. He'll kick and fire. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for number 33, Martin, for Valley View. That one's lifted towards right. Zitzman back at the wall, and he makes the catch.
Again, Mason works quick, and it's fun. It makes the game fun for spectators. When you got a pitcher, catcher that work hard together, work quick, he's just working fast. And, Valley View, they haven't called time to step out on the times he doesn't work fast. It's like they're there to hit. He's there to pitch. Let's go.
That one's upstairs for ball 1 for Taylor, number 22.
Oof.
That one just missed for ball 2, 2-0 now. Swung on, 2-1 now for Taylor. Upstairs, 3-1 now. That one swung on toward short. Morgan fields it, gets it over, but not in time. And Taylor is aboard with a single.
It's going to be a single, but Brady's got to come get it on the big hop, short hop, and he's got that, again, that internal clock has got to be going off, and there was no sense of urgency. And even after he got it, it was chop, chop, throw. And I know it's a hit, but all of our players have to have a little urgency in what they're doing.
Here's Ragsdale, and he'll look at strike one. That one's outside, 1-1. One runner on and one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Wind has changed directions. It's now blowing from left to right. Runner goes. Holt makes the throw a little bit high on the strike two.
And the infielders are late getting there, both of them. I know it's all happening quick.
Swung on and completed the out down to first base on the drop third strike. 2 away now with one on second. And here comes the designated hitter for Valley View. That is Finley, who's now checked in at pitcher for the Blazers. Strike one, foul tip. One and one now. 1 on, 2 out. Mason Moore, senior right-hander, gets his sign from Holt. And he'll pick back to second just to keep that one honest back there.
With a timing play, Mason was just a little bit late. And it all starts with Ty, and Brady broke a little bit too quick, didn't let Ty give him the sign quick enough.
Outside 2-1 now for Finley. That one is lifted in the air a mile. Morgan settles underneath it in the grass and makes the grab. And that will put an end to the fourth inning and the threat. Valley View leads 2-0 going into the top of the fifth when we come back. You're watching Greenwood High School Baseball.
How long have they been in business?
100 years.
100 years? That's nothing. We've been standing here almost that long. Why are we here again?
I'm trying to get one of those Farmers Bank ATV loans.
An ATV loan? You mean we've been posing all this time so you can get an ATV loan?
You know, you don't have to be a farmer to bank at Farmers. Farmers Bank is celebrating 115 years of serving the financial needs of everyone in the River Valley. And farmers.
Right now at Randall Ford, we have huge selection of slightly used vehicles. No matter what you are looking for, we have it. Hondas, Chevys, GMCs, Fords. At Randall Ford, we have what you want at the budget you can afford. 0 down, 0% interest, plus deferred payments for 90 days. Need some extra cash? We will buy your vehicle, whatever you have. Plus, we will pay top dollar. Stop in today. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The fourth oldest Ford dealer in America.
Bringing you the Invitational Spring Break Series here in Little Rock on the campus of Joe T. Robinson High School on the west side of Little Rock, right here off of Highway 10. Up for the Bulldogs is Zitzman, Rennick, and Moore. Zach Zitzman, the lefty right fielder, stepping to the plate here in the top of the fifth. That one's over but low. 1-0 now. That one hit towards second, gloved and thrown, and the out on the 4-3 putout, Ragsdale to Martin. Here comes Braden Rennick, playing second base today. One and 0. That one is called foul down the third baseline.
But at first I thought it went right over the bag.
I did too.
Had to be close.
Outside 2-1 with one out. Valley View leads 2-0. Braden Rennick with the 2-1, and that one is hit up the middle for a base hit.
Have yourself a day, kid.
And that will bring pitcher Mason Moore to the plate.
Greenwood's got a few runners to first today. It's harder to get them to third and then home.
You're going to have a visit. One out, runner on first. That's Rennick. One and 0 to Mason Moore. Two and 0 now. Swung on, and that ball is fair down the third baseline. Rennick is on his horse coming around third. Moore has advanced to second, and one run will score on the single. And Moore gets to second on the throw. Holland will come out to run for Mason Moore.
That was a great job of Mason to jump on that fastball and just turned on it. And that thing rattles around in the corner, and Rennick never slowed down and Granted, I thought Coach, they've got some arms, and especially your cut out there going to get the ball and throw it home has got a cannon for an arm, and Coach never hesitated, and Rennick scored pretty easily.
Here comes Wyatt Fry now with 1 run across, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Wyatt Fry playing left field. Swing and a miss. 0-1 for Fry. Another swing and a miss. A change-up, Keith?
Looks like a slider. Because it's coming over the middle of the plate. By the time he recognizes that he's committed, and you can tell the way it's spinning and hitting behind it by the way the catcher's blocking it.
Here's the 0-2. That one is hit towards third, and the play is made to record the out at first. 2 down. With a man still out at second, that's Holland running for more. That brings us back to the top of the lineup with the first baseman, Jaden Campbell.
I mean, you got to think, with there being 2 outs, Holland knows on the crack of the bat to go. He's not going to slow down. The outfield's back a little bit, so anything makes it to the outfield here is going to score us a run.
Finley checks on Holland out at second, and he'll deliver.
Good job of holding off. That was the difference. Campbell lets the ball get so deep. He looks at it for so long, and that's what makes him a good hitter, and he's just able to hold up on a slider that was down low.
And that one's lifted towards right. And Roach will settle under it and record the out and leave one man stranded. And that will bring us to the bottom of the 5th when we return. The score now 2-1 Valley View. You're watching Greenwood High School.
How long have they been in business?
100 years.
100 years? That's nothing. We've been standing here almost that long. Why are we here again?
I'm trying to get one of those Farmers Bank ATV loans.
An ATV loan? You mean we've been posing all this time so you can get an ATV loan?
You don't have to be a farmer to bank at Farmers. Farmers Bank is celebrating 115 years of serving the financial needs of everyone in the River Valley. And farmers.
I'm not real popular with the insurance companies because I see the mayhem they cause every day by holding your hard-earned money in their good hands. But it's your money. I don't go with the flow, and I don't believe their bullshit. They only wish they could stop me, and the last thing they want is for you to have my number in your phone, because I'll give them mayhem. I'm Phil Votoff. You never met a lawyer like me.
Two to 1 Valley View over Greenwood here going into the bottom of the 5th here in Little Rock, Arkansas for the Little Rock Invitational Spring Break Series. This is game 2 for the Bulldogs. And Mason Moore on the mound for the Bulldogs. The senior right-handed delivers, and that's in there for a called strike. That one's low, 1-1 now. That is lefty Holt for Valley View at the plate. That's in there for called strike 2. 2-2 now. Foul tip to stay alive.
Yeah, and that thumb tie, it's bad enough when you can't get that glove around the ball and your thumb is kind of out there on an island by itself, and then he tips it and it goes even further away. It's tough.
Here comes the 2-2, and that one is just missed full count. Outside, and a leadoff walk for Mason Moore, and here comes Coach Brewer to have a chat.
Third baseman, number 11, Cannon Driscoll.
Moore at 62 pitches.
I was wondering, I was about to ask you.
No danger of being too deep right at the moment, going into here in the fifth. Been fairly efficient. That'll bring Driscoll to the plate for Valley View. He is 0 for 1 on today.
Pinch runner, number 9, Parker Kane.
And a pinch runner, Parker Payne, I believe is what he said, for Valley View. Moore peeks over at first at the runner. And he is back safely. Foul ball on bunt. 0-1 now. Nobody out. That one's in there for called strike 2. There goes the runner. Holt makes a throw a little bit high. Rennick there to gather it up before it gets too far into center.
It's just hard for Ty to get, the ball he's having to reach out because it's a slider away, and it's just hard for him to get his feet under him because he's having to reach over and balance. And every one of those throws have been high.
That one is lifted up, and Campbell is looking for it over in foul territory. He makes a grab and then throws over to third. Is he there? And he got him. But the field ump calls him safe.
Both of them beat him. Boy, PK.
And
I didn't think you could do
one
worse
out.
in your strike zone, but you.
That was bad.
And that's going to do it for Mason Moore.
That was a great job of Campbell of making the throw. And Brewer comes up, makes the tag on his hand as he's reaching for the bag.
Looks like we're going to see Cooper Webb in relief now for Mason Moore, who will go to first. Campbell will go out to center field. And the sophomore 6'4" right-hander will be on top in relief.
I did confirm with some Valley View fans that he was out.
Yes.
I mean, it was a good tag, good throw. It's really, I think what happened was it caught us off guard. I didn't think Campbell you could get rid of it quick enough. He was kind of going backwards, but he did and made a one-hop throw.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brewer he so nonchalantly came up and just grabbed it and tagged that I think it caught the umpire off guard.
Runner at third for Valley View with Cooper Webb in relief. So Campbell has gone to left and Wyatt Fry shifted to center field. Mason Moore now at first.
Your attention, please. A new pitcher for the Greenwood Bulldogs. It's number 17, Cooper Webb. Now batting for the Blazers, number 2, Drew Gartman.
One out, one on. And Gartman for Valley View to the plate. That one is high. And got him in a pickle and got him out. Trying for home.
That's a good job, and usually you don't see, your top teams having base running blunders, but that wasn't good to have one out runner at third and get the catcher to throw him out at third. Now it starts over. Now you don't have anybody in. I guess he was anticipating that being Overtie's head.
And here comes the 1-0, swung on, fouled, back towards the padding. 1-1.
Probably the hard part for Webb is to be in center field for 2 games and then be asked to come in and you get 8 warm-up pitches.
And plunked him.
Again, I attribute that to, usually you throw a 25-pitch bullpen just to get loose, and he's at pitch number, 10, 11 now?
3.
Well, three official plus the 8.
Plus the 8.
Yeah, so
11.
Yes.
Upstairs, ball 1. That one is swung on and ripped towards center, and it's down for a base hit. Fry gets it and delivers it in to the infield. And
yeah, that's just a rookie mistake from Fry. He came up and that's aggressive, but you're not going to get him at third. You got to keep the runner at first that hit it at first. And he comes up throwing to third, and he's got to throw it to second there.
Runners at second and third with 2 outs here. That's Gartman at third and Mathis at second. And a courtesy runner for Mathis. That'll bring Roach to the plate for Valley View. 2 on, 2 out. That one squirts away, and one will score.
Go, man. Got to be a wall.
And the courtesy runner moves over to third. 3-1 now, Valley View. Here's the 1-0. Inside called strike 1.
Cooper's got to be able to throw off speed. If you just have to throw fastballs to Valley View, it's going to be a long inning.
That one's high for ball 2. That one's in there for called strike 2. That one is swung on and ripped foul out of play. The full count. That one is ripped towards left, and Campbell makes the catch on a line drive to the wall. And that will bring us to the top of the 6th when we return. You're watching Greenwood High School baseball.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With over 30 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC in Charleston are unloading every week. To see what is arriving next, you can visit hugm.com, HUGGM.com. The Hug family has made car buying an enjoyable experience for over 80 years in their spacious showroom in Charleston. Don't pay too much on your next vehicle. See the Hug team where you don't pay extra dock or prep fees. Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC on Main Street in Charleston. Hometown sales and service since 1937.
I'm Josh with Vision Exteriors. If you're concerned about the storms over the last couple years and the effects they've had on your roof, or the endless maintenance on your siding, or the energy efficiency on your windows, just give us a call or go online, schedule an appointment, and we'll be out there.
Three to 1 Valley View up over Greenwood here in the top. The top of the 6th.
This game scooted along, unlike the other one that we hit time limit. I don't think this one's going to come close hitting time, is it?
Holt, Cole, and Webb due up for the Bulldogs.
New pitcher for the Blazers, number 21, Owen Roach.
Roach now in relief for Valley View.
For the Greenwood Bulldogs in the top of the 6th. 24, Ty Holt.
Outside 1-0. In there for a called strike. One and one now to Holt. That one's outside, 2-1. That one turned on. It's foul. I think it may hit me.
You're good.
Nope, I'm good. All right.
About 15 feet behind you.
Well, hated to look up.
Yeah, they always say heads up, and they need to say get out of the way.
Yeah. Kind of chained down here at the moment. 2-2 now to Holt. And that one is hit foul down the left field side. Here's the 2-2. And he rung him up.
Next up for Greenwood, designated hitter number 3, Jackson Cole.
Here comes Cole, the DH. He's 0 for 2. That's in there for called strike 1.
Strike out one guy and you get a little confidence.
Call strike 2. Roach kicks and fires. Low. 1-0. They check him. He did not. One and 2 on the DH Cole. Upstairs 2-2 now. Inside, full count. Swing and a miss, and Cole returns to the dugout. That'll bring the new pitcher, Cooper Webb, to the plate. Two outs now for the Bulldogs, and Roach kicks and fires. And Webb puts on the brakes, ball 1. That one's in there for called strike. Up high, 2-1. Outside, 3-1 now for Webb. Two outs here in the top of the 6th. Webb looking at 3-1. And that walked him. And Webb is aboard with a 3-1 walk. That will bring lefty Braden Brewer to the plate now.
I think they're trying to get Holland into courtesy run.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 7, Scott Holland. Next up for the Bulldogs, number 6, third baseman, Braden Brewer.
Brewer looks at strike 1. Outside, 1-1 now for Braden Brewer. That one's in there for called strike 2. Pick move back over to first. Holland back safely. Swing and a miss, down goes Brewer, and that ends the top of the 6th.
Nothing for the Bulldogs in the top of the 6th.
We will step away. You're watching Greenwood High School baseball.
At Laster Eye Center, we focus on more than your vision. We focus on your experience with the most modern eye exams and procedures for the entire family in one convenient location. We focus on how you feel, diagnosing and treating a whole range of vision conditions and eye disease. We focus on what you care about, finding the right combinations of frames and lenses so nothing prevents you from living your best life. Laster Eye Center, we focus on more than your vision. You'll see.
How long have they been in business?
100 years.
100 years? That's nothing. We've been standing here almost that long. Why are we here again?
I'm trying to get one of those Farmers Bank ATV loans.
An ATV loan? You mean we've been posing all this time so you can get an ATV loan?
You know, you don't have to be a farmer to bank at Farmers. Farmers Bank is celebrating 115 years of serving the financial needs of everyone in the River Valley. And farmers.
Leading off the bottom of the sixth.
Bottom of the sixth, 3-1. Valley View up over Greenwood. Cooper Webb on the mound for the Bulldogs. One and 0 now to 33. I believe that's Roach.
No.
Martin. That one ripped through the 5-6 gap. And Martin is aboard with a single.
Next up for Valley View, number 22, center fielder Jay Taylor.
Here's Taylor now, the center fielder for Valley View. That one is hit to short, and the throw is made over to first for the out. And Martin will advance to second.
Pinch running, number 13, Tracy Becker.
Becker will pinch run for Martin.
Second baseman Noah Ragsdale.
Here's Ragsdale now for Valley View. One out, one runner on at second. Cooper Webb on the mound for the Bulldogs. Ragsdale shows bunt, and he does right back to Webb. Gathers it up, makes the throw, and got him. Becker will move around to third on the sack bunt.
Pinch hitting, number 27, Madden Tatum.
Tatum now in for Finley. At the plate for Valley View. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Webb fires. That's in there for a called strike. Strike 2 called. Webb shaking off the signs. He's got one he likes. That one's down, 1-2. That one is hit towards second. Rennick trouble with it, and one will score.
Pinch running, number 14.
And that was scored an error on second base.
Now batting number 7, Leighton Holt.
Lock in.
Here is Holt for Valley View. 2 out, 1 on. And that one is low. 1-0. King batting for Valley View. Inside, called strike one. That one is lifted foul, way out of play. 1 and 2 now. Foul again, back up over behind us here in our broadcast position, right behind home plate.
If you take it to the concession stand, you get a free sucker.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're out of snow cones.
Oh, heck. Webb on the pick move over to first. That is Scutero in running. Here's Webb with the 1-2, and this one is hit towards second, and it gobbled Brewer up. Can he make the play in time? He cannot.
It just makes you wonder, did the first one lead to the second one? Is he still thinking about that one? I mean, you got to have short-term memory as a baseball player.
2 outs, 2 on, and that one is chopped towards third, and Brewer gets it over to first to get the out. So Valley View puts one across in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the 7th coming up when we come back. You're watching Greenwood High School Baseball.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood and ask about Shelter's competitive rates.
Right now at Randall Ford, we have huge selection of slightly used vehicles. No matter what you are looking for, we have it. Hondas, Chevys, GMCs, Fords. At Randall Ford, we have what you want at the budget you can afford. 0 down, 0% interest, plus deferred payments for 90 days. Need some extra cash? We will buy your vehicle, whatever you have. Plus, we will pay top dollar. Stop in today. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The 4th oldest Ford dealer in America.
We welcome you back to Little Rock for the Spring Break Invitational. Bulldogs trailing 4-1 here in the top of the 7th. Zach Zitzman comes to the plate. And that one's inside. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls now. That one's over but low. 3-0 now to Zitzman, the lefty, right fielder. In there for called strike one. That one hit towards short, bobbled a little bit, and the throw takes him off the bag, and Zitzman and the first baseman collide. And Zitzman on board with, did you say an error on the throw?
Yes.
That'll bring Rennick to the plate for the Bulldogs.
Next up, Bulldogs, number 8, Braden Rennick.
Ball one. That one lifted foul over the first base dugout.
Little kid caught it.
A little kid caught that ball. That was absolutely outstanding. Get that kid a sucker. Rennick is 2 for 2 on the day. He's got 1 and 1 here, and that one's inside. 2 and 1 now. Roach on the mound. He'll look back over it first and kind of nonchalantly throw it over there. Zitzman with plenty of time to get back safely. Outside, 3 and 1 now to the second baseman, Rennick. And a 3-1 walk for Rennick. And that'll bring Mason Moore to the plate with no outs. And we're going to have a meeting on the mound. Looks like we're going to have a change in pitching staff going for our center fielder now. That is Taylor coming in to pitch for Valley View. We'll step away. You're watching Greenwood High School.
I'm not real popular with the insurance companies because I see the mayhem they cause every day by holding your hard-earned money in their good hands. But it's your money. I don't go with the flow, and I don't believe their bullshit. They only wish they could stop me, and the last thing they want is for you to have my number in your phone, because I'll give them mayhem. I'm Phil Votaw. You never met a lawyer like me.
How long have they been in business?
100 years.
100 years? That's nothing. We've been standing here almost that long. Why are we here again?
I'm trying to get one of those Farmers Bank ATV loans.
An ATV loan? You mean we've been posing all this time so you can get an ATV loan?
You know, you don't have to be a farmer to bank at Farmers. Farmers Bank is celebrating 115 years of serving the financial needs of everyone in the River Valley. And farmers.
Pitch and change for Valley View. That is Taylor now from center field. Getting loose on the mound. Rennick at first, Zitzman at second. No outs here in the top of the 7th. Mason Moore will be up to bat.
Do they have any late magic? You know, it was against Fayetteville that we scored, 7 in the 6th? And then the last game, we scored 5 in the 6th. And then this is the 7th. And, you know, I mean, we have the late inning magic that we seem to have had lately.
Right.
We need some of that.
Valley View, the juggernaut from the northeast, with a 3-run lead.
They can just keep running dudes out there, too, to hit, to bunt, to run, to pitch.
Mason Moore, the tying run. Swing and a miss on a high fastball from Taylor. Here's the 0-1, and that's in there for called strike 2. That one fouled off.
A little bit late on the fastball.
Moore now 0-2 still. Nobody out, 2 runners on. And here comes the 0-2 from Taylor. And that's in there for a backwards K. And out number 1 for Taylor, who's come in relief for Valley View. That'll bring Wyatt Fry, the left fielder. Fry 0 for 2 on the day. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. That one's in there for a called strike.
I never thought I'd say this, but I can't wait till we get back home to our umpires back in the River Valley. Wow, I owe some of them an apology.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Fry. I never thought I'd hear you say that either.
I guess the grass is always greener until you get over there and find out why it's greener. Because it's got more fertilizer.
Correct. That one is hit and ripped right towards the first baseman, and he got back to first with it and made the play to end the ball game.
Wow, what a way to end it, folks. Valley View
2 runners in position, and Rennick gets picked off coming back to first on the line drive caught by the first baseman. That is the ball game for today. 4-1 goes down the Bulldogs to Valley View Blazers. We have a first pitch 9 o'clock morning game for tomorrow. Be sure and join us for that. Keith Holt, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
And you have been watching Greenwood High School Baseball.